And welcome back to the Time Machine for the next race of the 2003 Three-Wide TV Cup Series. He's from the glorious Legacy Atlanta. I'm James Watson, joined as always by my broadcast partners, Victor Aldrich and Carlos Acosta. And we are at the Fishing and Bank 250. First of all, Victor, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, James. Excited to be here for Atlanta. Some high line racing. I really like the cars running up close to that wall, so it should be a fun one tonight.
Absolutely. This track is just iconic for the way the drivers have to drive it. This is a pure driver's track in the purest definition of the word. So I'm looking forward to see how everyone is going to deal trying to save these tires.
Tyler Fody looking quick early.
Absolutely. He is the current provisional pole sitter at a 29.766. Cale Pocock not far off of him sitting in P2. Oh, Ethan Stanley jumps up to second, just 7 thousandths off of the pole time. We're on board with William White on his qualification attempt. Wow, Leighton Norgard looks like tied Ethan Stanley's time. He is sitting in third.
Incredibly
quick
close.
time! Chris Wright jumps to the top of the board with a 29.702. Heck of a lap by Chris Wright.
I was just about to say how close the top five all were, and then Chris Wright comes in and blows him out of the water. What a lap.
Yeah, it goes on more than half a tenth faster than Tyler Fody. Absolute cracker of a lap for the 25 car. Nick Massey jumps to the outside front row, half a tenth off of Chris Wright. Last week's pole sitter putting in another mega qualifying attempt there. And man, Cale Pocock was on the front row just a little bit ago, and now he's down to P9. The track has absolutely evolved with some of these qualifying attempts we're seeing.
And I do notice Tyler Fody, I'm not sure if he had an issue on his second lap, but only took one lap in qualifying.
Yeah, that is interesting, and that might be what ends up costing Tyler Fody the pole in this race.
I mean, back in the day, a lot of these drivers, they knew their first lap was the fastest. So most often
Very true.
they would put in one lap and then just park it and give it the best they could.
Yeah, and I know that's typically what I do in other tire-intensive stock cars like the 87. You know that you're not going to have any tire pace left in it after lap 1, so you really just focus on that first lap, and that's it. Wouldn't surprise me with these cars too, especially being at one of the most iconic tire-eating track out in NASCAR history. It looks like Jacob Adams up to the outside front row, just even closer to Chris Wright. So we just have 15 seconds left in qual. Doesn't look like anyone else is going to touch that lap of Chris Wright. Nope, everyone has put in their laps, so that's going to be your final starting order for tonight's event.
Very exciting qualifying there.
Absolutely. Completely unpredictable. Alrighty, the drivers are making their way to the starting grid. And speaking of the starting grid, your pole sitter, the 25 of Chris Wright with the 88 of Jacob Adams to his outside. Nick Massey in the 48 in third, and the 2 of Tyler Pop rounding out row 2. Row 3 features the 40 of Tyler Fody and the 91 of Ethan Stanley. Blake Norgard in the 12 and Johnny Thomas in the 4 on row 4. Caleb Acumer and Jesse Orsimas rounding out the top 5, or rounding out row 5 rather. Tate Lytle in the 56 and Cale Pocock in the 81, row 6. Row 7 features the 77 of Paul Mikolajczyk and the 35 of Joey Bailey. Row 8 features the 6 of Justin Wadsworth and the 57 of Dylan Naveer. Michael Hosek in the 24 and William White in the 43, rounding out row 9. Dan Gore in the 69 and Andrew Hardcastle in the 38, rounding out the top 20, and I'll toss it over to Victor.
All right, and in row 11, we have Connor Thompson and alongside Ryan Borges. Starting 23rd, Vincent Isabella. Alongside him is Frank Fody. Starting 25th and 26th, we have David Phillips and David Westergreen. 14th row, Kyle Hanshaw and Josh Clark. Starting 29th, and Sam Boutwell, and 30th, Ty McIntosh. And filling out the end of the field, 31st on the final row, Dave Huckleberry.
Alrighty, that is your starting grid for tonight's event. As you see, the cars trying to finish up that one and only pace lap and get ready for the start of this race.
Yeah, this should be an exciting start. I'm obviously keeping my eye on the front row, but that third row is very intense too. If Fody and Stanley starting side by side, it should be fun to watch the entire top 10 just go at it here for these first few laps.
Absolutely, and you got the 56 of Tate Lytle sitting outside the top 10.
Yeah.
Winner of most of the races this season.
I noticed he got into practice a little late here today, so he didn't get as many laps as the other guys, and maybe could be a detriment here in the race. We'll have to see, wait and find out.
Absolutely. But we've seen him come from far worse moments to bring home the win in a lot of these races, so yeah, I'm not worried about Tate.
Yeah, not too much.
As here we go, the pace car making that hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Chris Wright will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're underway from Atlanta. Good even jump from our front row as Chris Wright is going to send it off into turn 1. Adam's still trying to hang on the quarter panel. He's still going to be there. Chris Wright is going to clear. As everyone's still 2 by 2 behind him coming off of turn 2. Nick Massey trying to make his way past the 88. See Johnny Thomas already jumping up to that high line, trying to rip the lip here in Atlanta. And to lap 1, give it to Chris Wright. See nearly 3 wide there going into turn 1.
And drivers have a bit more room here at Atlanta than they did last week at Charlotte, so see how they use that to their advantage. Hopefully have a few less cautions than we did last week.
Absolutely, as once again we're almost 3 wide. Massey, Pop, Johnny Thomas tried to put the 4 car up there, but Pop's going to shut him off. Tyler Pop, a lot of spots made up so far. I believe he's now up to P3.
That high line working out really well for a few guys. I'm seeing Johnny Thomas really making his way up through the field.
Absolutely, but you gotta be careful. That outside line is going to kill your tires a lot faster than the inside lane. Stark contrast from what we see in real life. You might see guys having to wrap that bottom to really stretch these tires, and you know, it's fitting since old Atlanta was the birthplace of Harvicking, where Kevin Harvick was able to just wrap that white line so perfectly. No one could touch him when he had that car hooked up. But I don't think anyone's going to touch Johnny Thomas right now. He is making up so much ground on this outside lane. He is drove up to P3 and knocking on the door of our leaders as Jacob Adams jumps to the outside of Chris Wright, and they're going to be side by side off of turn 2 for the lead. And Jacob Adams is going to clear. New race leader, 88 at Jacob Adams. And Johnny Thomas is going to see if he can follow him through past the 25. As Jesse Racimus is having a good run so far. He's battling for P4 on the outside of Tyler Pop.
And with this action going on up front, just to touch base on that third row I mentioned at the start of the race, Tyler Fode and Ethan Stanley both dropping back a little bit, maybe saving tires, but have fallen back to about 9th and 11th on the track right now.
Yeah, and that's dangerous. You would think that seeing those two fall back would be a great move for everyone else. Yeah, that means they're saving. You know, you see those two and you're like, those guys are up to something.
Yeah, do what they're doing, I think, maybe. Even Tate Lytle, he's dropped back a bit, but probably, like you said, saving those tires for later in the run.
Absolutely, and it's been proven time and time again that those three know how to save tires. But meanwhile, there's no tire saving up here. We got a three-way battle for the lead of this race. Chris Wright back to the inside of Jacob Adams, trying to take the race lead back. Johnny Thomas right behind them, trying to figure out some place to put that 4-car. He's now side by side with Chris Wright.
Thomas said, hey, why not the high side again?
Yeah, Johnny has been making some fantastic time up there running that outside lane. Doing the best job of ripping that lip. It's a fantastic track to run the high side at. Everyone tends to think of Kansas or maybe Chicagoland for those high line dominant tracks, but old Atlanta is very underrated with how much ground you can make on that outside lane.
Just want to commend the great start by all the drivers here tonight as well. We are 10 laps into this and clean so far.
Absolutely. Whoa! Look at the run Jesse Racimus is getting. He has come. Yeah, he's come out of nowhere. He's now trying to break up into P3, trying to get around our pole sitter. They're still battling off of turn 4. As Johnny Thomas is knocking on heaven's door. Right behind the 88 of Jacob Adams, trying to take that race lead. Joey Bailey throwing his hat into the ring. This may not help their chances to win the race, depending on what damage they're doing to their tires. But this is helping us call this race, because this is fantastic. Look at that 5-way battle for the lead, 12 laps into this race.
It's almost like present day Atlanta out there.
I know, right?
There you go for the lead.
Johnny Thomas finally making that move to the outside of Jacob Adams.
And Bailey right in tow.
Yeah, where in the world did Joey Bailey come from? As we're going to be 3 wide for second, 3 wide for third now. Look at this massive humanity, and Tyler Pott wants to join it.
Oh my. Putting on a great show here early on in this race. Wow.
This is incredible. This is what we love, and this is what we missed from this track. As now everyone's up to that high side, with the exception of Chris Wright. And where did the late Norgard come from? Oh man, as this race goes on, all of a sudden just new players keep getting added.
It's William White.
Yeah, everyone's just pulling right up to this pack. Anyone running that high line, and it's almost like a Bristol sort of deal where if you're not up high, you're gonna get steamrolled on that low line.
Exactly, and this is where it's important to make that tire save. You know, it's going to be hard to pass with guys running the outside, but if they burn their stuff off and you take care of yours, well, the momentum they get from the high line isn't going to matter much if they're going to have to go way slower than you to hold that line.
Now, you're probably more familiar with this than I am with stock cars, but with that right rear tire wearing down, is it more of the percentage of the tire wearing down, or is it tire temperature that's affecting them later in that run?
Yes, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead! Thomas, Adams, Bailey, this is incredible! Oh, there's almost contact! Oh my goodness! This is absolutely wild, and we almost have another 3 wide.
Sideways.
Adams is going to pull out. Oh wow!
Bailey almost lost it.
No kidding, he was on the apron trying to save that car. Look at that, we're still 3 wide.
Oh, he's still
And now here comes Jesse Racimus trying to take the lead, and Bailey gets sideways again.
To answer your question, Victor, it is definitely a tire wear issue here, not a tire temperature. This track, especially in Legacy Atlanta, it's like a cheese grater on the tires. So the harder you run, the more the tires being left all over the racetrack.
I love to see the percentage they have on these tires when they come off and those pit stops.
0.00%.
Yeah.
Oh man, they've calmed down now, if you can even call this calm. But here comes the 70, and Jesse Racimus trying to take the lead. He can't clear. Thomas will power around the outside.
I don't know I've ever seen as great racing as this at Atlanta. I'm being serious.
This is incredible. Again, I don't think this is quite accurate.
Johnny in the wall.
These cars. Oh, Johnny Thomas in the wall. And now that's going to give Jacob Adams the front of this outside lane. Oh, Jesse Racimus almost making contact with Adams. An incredible save from the 70. Well, I don't know how he held on to that car, but here comes the late Norgard, trying to take his opportunity to take the lead of this race.
Tires are wearing out.
I'm not going to have a voice after this, and we're only at lap 20. I'm going to be called. Yeah, everyone's getting loose. And meanwhile, at the end of this race, I'm probably going to be like, and there's the white flag in the air. 1 lap to go at New Atlanta.
Good thing Halloween's right around the corner.
that was me when I was halfway through a Daytona 500 broadcast where I was the only commentator.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
poor
man.
Stoll. Meanwhile, these two are starting to separate themselves a little bit. Adams and Norgard are starting to put a little bit of a gap on this massive pack behind them.
I think this is the first time I've seen Norgard go low this entire race, so he's probably still got a lot of rubber there, but see if he can make the pass and get clear back up high.
There he goes. He was looking to the inside of Adams. These 3 right here are battling hard. Pop, White, and Racimus. Now Joey Bailey starting to catch up to the top 2. Norgard to the inside of Adams, trying to take the race lead, but Adams still holding strong on the outside. Norgard running a much higher lane this time, trying to get the middle line to see if he can get some speed. Not gonna work. Whoa, he tried to tuck in between the 2, but Joey Bailey keeping his nose to the outside of the 12. Now Joey Bailey nose to tail with Jacob Adams as Norgard still continuing to run that inside.
Now look at this action back here at the top of our screen. Just these guys haven't let up an inch either since they dropped the green flag.
No, they have not.
Just so much action up front. This is still going on in the back.
Yeah, this massive humanity right here. As Javier goes to the inside of Clark. Got the 18 of Vincent Isabella right in front of them. 22 of David Westergreen right in front of him. Oh, we almost had 3 wide. This battle is absolutely incredible. As you see, the battle for the lead kind of calming down. It's now single file. Adams, Bailey, and Norgard. Meanwhile, this
gap between these two groups.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? As Jesse Racimus get very close to the side of Chris Wright.
Looks like about a 2-second gap separating 9th and 10th. So 9-car pack at the front and everybody else on back from 10th place.
As we go full screen on this battle. This is essentially the battle for the last spot in the top 10. Cale Pocock holds onto it. Everyone else behind him wants it. As Johnny Thomas and Nick Massey do battle.
Now, if you're Tyler Fody and guys like Wadsworth here, do you think you're saving maybe too much tires at this point now that you've lost that front pack?
I honestly don't know. I mean, you would kind of think so, but with how hard these top 9 have been battling, you have to figure that they're going to pay the piper at some point, and they're going to pay a costly toll because they are just driving with all kinds of reckless abandon, and that's not good knowing that we're at one of the most tire-intensive tracks on the NASCAR schedule.
And ironically, as I'm kind of saying that, I'm sorry there, James, but Cale Pocock is flying right now on the high side. He is in 10th place and catching this top 9 at a ferocious pace. Fody is actually in just about a second back, also going pretty quick. So these guys must be about a half second or so quicker than the lead pack.
Yeah, and you can see it. That 81 has got some massive pace in it right now. Already just about up to the rear of Johnny Thomas. Johnny, one of the first ones to... Wow, that is some significant time gain for the 81.
Definitely something to keep in mind later in the race when we have a late run. Seems to have that long run pace.
It sure does, which is wild considering how crazy the battles were that we saw.
Yeah.
Wow, we're already getting pit stops. Johnny Thomas is going to be bringing that 4-car down to pit road.
And he was one of the first to hit that high line, get up to the front, so he must have, really worn the rubber off quick.
Oh yeah, those tires have to be Swiss cheese right now. Good entry to pit road for Johnny Thomas.
Some of these guys are going to be looking to make it to at least lap 40, hopefully, and make it just a 3-stop race, but Johnny Thomas right now is certainly on a 4-stopper.
Oh, as we see the battle towards the midfield getting even crazier. Vince Isabella has a whole hornet's nest behind him, side by side with Clark right now. As Johnny Thomas pulls out of his box. Clark is side by side with JP Phillips. They got Tate Lytle right behind them.
Oh my God! Look at that gaggle of
Oh.
cars.
Oh my lord! We are 3 wide. We're 3 wide. Plenty of 2 wide. 2 wide for this battle. 2 wide for the lead. Here comes Tyler Popp trying to take over the race lead from Jacob Adams.
Literally anywhere you look on the track right now is just, there's something amazing going on.
Absolutely. Gonna be cross-eyed trying to look at all these battles going on this racetrack. Tyler Popp having... Whoa! Whoa, did Jacob Adams get the wall there?
Yeah, Jacob Adams tapped the wall, and the physics kind of got his car sideways, and he did a phenomenal job. Him and the drivers behind him did a phenomenal job to kind of like whoa up and not make the situation worse than it could have been.
Yeah, that was nearly our first caution. Great driving from everyone to avoid that. Oh, I think Morgard got the wall.
You alright, James?
Wow, that. Yeah, I had to rapidly eat before we went on air, and my system's not exactly thrilled with that. Coupled with the excitement of having to scream my head off for the last 36 laps. So Isabella brings it down.
Where you guys were yapping.
Oh, but yeah, going back to that near calamity, that worked out great for Tyler Popp because it gave him everything he needs to get the lead of this race, and he's taken off. Now Joey Bailey and Jacob Adams fight for third, as Nick Massey was also able to get by. Nick Massey, the pole sitter last week, unfortunately got about of the worst luck you can get. Just ended up getting involved in some incidents, finishing well down the running order of where he realistically would have been with the speed he showed. Now Joey Bailey looks like he's completed the pass on Jacob Adams. Now William White trying to get by the 88. And there's only one UPS car on this track. Chad Frankenfield not here.
Oh, that's why we're caution free.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. I knew someone was gonna make that joke. Me throwing up the alley-oop and Carlos with the slam. Because now you see that 88 is starting to hemorrhage positions. Get freight train on the outside as almost everyone is driven by. He's now down, having to battle for P7, P8.
Don't look now. Tyler Fody, quickest car on track by about half a second right now. Oh, in the wall.
Dun-dun. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Yeah, he's lurking, but meanwhile, Tyler Popp starting to drive away from the field. Got himself about half a second lead over Big Nasty. There's Jacob Adams. We touched on it. He was starting to fall back. Those tires didn't reach their end.
He made it to lap 40 though, so that is key for that long-term pit strategy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I was kind of surprised about with the cars that pitted, Isabella, Johnny Thomas, because it's like, yeah, the tires are starting to go off, but if you stretch it a few more laps, you can be set to cut out a pit stop.
Yeah, only about 2 or 3 more laps, or maybe at most in each case to like make it there. And unfortunately, they're going to need some cautions and some help to make it the rest of the way, get back on strategy with everyone else.
Yeah, and obviously we've been caution-free so far, but there's no guarantee that's going to last, especially with the way they're racing. Here comes Cale Pocock getting past Jesse Racimus, and Tyler Fode got by Cale Pocock. So Tyler Fode, the leader of the guys that were saving their stuff, so to speak.
It looks like it just takes one gust of wind there off the turn 2 to push the cars a little sideways. It's unreal.
I know. As you saw in the background, I think someone got into the wall. Might have been Ryan Borges. As our broadcast partner, Dave Huck, bringing it down pit road. This battle is just getting even crazier. Ty McIntosh bringing it down.
I tell you, the restraint that Tyler Fode and others had early on in this run to be able to do what they've done, come from basically 15th or so in the pack, the second group of in this race about, what was it, 2 seconds back, and now come to the lead. That's amazing.
Yeah, it takes so much discipline as we're 3 wide once again. Pocock, Norgard, right, now Racimus. Ty McIntosh on pit road.
Now, so Fode now 2 seconds back of Massey and 3 seconds back of Pop. Pop is looking great out front.
Yeah, but you wonder how long it's going to take that 40 to demolish that gap ahead of him, because he's already absolutely set sail this group. Oh, Joey Bailey dirt tracking it on entry. Oh, man.
Speed difference.
Yeah, you can tell there's nothing left in that 35 as here comes Johnny Thomas on the pressure tires trying to get his lap back. Or you gotta be careful. You noted it, Victor. He's got a massive pace advantage because of those pressure tires. So he's got to be careful. He can easily run someone over and cause the caution he does not want to see right now. Kyle Hanshaw down on pit road.
Kyle Hanshaw had a meatball flag from the worn tires.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I reckon that's probably not going to be the only one we see tonight.
So you weren't kidding when you said 0.0%.
It was an exaggeration, but only a little bit. That's the messed up part. Jesse Racimus got a little bit of the wall. And look at Jacob Adams shoot the gap like he was shot out of a cannon. That is new tire different, folks. Difference, rather. Oh, man, the speed. The speed! Oh, William White, don't go down to the bottom. There's a freight train coming your way. And there's Adams speeding by. He's also on the hunt to try to get his lap back.
The difference is like a second and a half right now that I'm seeing between these fresher tires and those that yet to pit. That's unbelievable.
It's crazy. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is starting to close up. Nick Massey is reeling in Tyler Pop, and Tyler Fode is reeling in both of them. Joey Bailey's going to be bringing it down this time. You saw the 35 starting to slow up with those tires going off. Here comes Dave Huck with his freshies.
You know, James, I'm looking at this, and we're at the point where we may be even able to make it on a two-stopper if these guys are stretching the fuel. And I take it back. It looks like Tyler Pop's coming in this time by.
Let's say if they can go 5, maybe 6 more laps, then they can probably do it in 2 stops.
Jesse Racimus also bringing it down. Yep, like you said, there's the race leader. A few more cars. Chris Wright bringing it down. I think Cale Pocock as well. Tyler Fode bringing it down as well. Ethan Stanley still out on the racetrack. There goes Tyler Pop out of his box.
Massey might be going for that two-stop strategy.
Yeah, it's gonna be close if he can pull it off. As it's clear, we are well within in this pit cycle. Almost everybody's brought it down or gonna be bringing it down to pit road. Tyler Fode out of his box. Oh, there's Nick Massey.
Got Stanley and Lytle yet to pit. They are definitely going for that two-stop.
Ryan Ford just bringing it down. Yeah, so far it just seems to be these two hanging out. Paul Mikolajczyk looks like he's held out as well. We've got about 7 cars or so that are still out on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Troy Bailey, fastest lap of the race so far.
Gore and Lionel bringing it down. Quick humor as well. Still nothing from Ethan Stanley. Ooh, sideways, bringing it down to pit road speed for Tate Lytle.
Oh,
black
wow.
flag. Oh, Mikolajczyk.
Uh-huh. Exiting pit road, it looks like. Oh,
no,
and he took a tow.
Oh, poor Paul. Oh, bunch of letters is now a bunch of penalties.
I was about to say in my head, I was like, "Man, all these guys, great job. This cycle's almost over, and no black flags for speeding." And unfortunately, Paul sped on pit road as the leaders going down pit road, Stanley and Wadsworth.
All right, Paul, you know where to send your hate mail to for that penalty. It is Carlos's fault.
Send me that middle finger photo. That should do it for the cycle, actually.
Yeah, now we gotta regain our bearings, trying to figure out who's where and what. I believe the race leader.
Yeah, let's do that with through the field.
All right, your race leader as pit cycle wraps up, Jacob Adams. We saw him take the lead early on, and he wasn't quite the first one up to the high side, but he was one of the earliest. He was able to drive up to the lead and hold on to it for quite a bit. One of the earliest to stop, but not the earliest, so we'll see how that works for him. Johnny Thomas, he was the first one up to the top side and the first one to pit. So he's been the first for a lot of moments this race. Will he be the first of the checker flag? We'll see. Going on to your third place runner of Tyler Pop. He was the leader when the green flag pit stop started. So he has a lot fresher tires than the top two. And he showed some mega pace after he got by. So we'll see how long it takes for the two to get back up to the lead. Ty McIntosh, what a crazy turnaround this is. Ty, not the best starting spot we would have expected from him. And he was one of the early ones to pit. And it's working perfectly for him. Up 26 spots into the 4th position. And your 5th place runner.
Sorry. I was reading a YouTube comment from Paul Mikolajczyk saying that screen froze, speeding penalty, and he hit the wall. He also said, everyone that made it to 54 and beyond can 2-stop. The rest will have to 3-stop.
Oh, poor Paul. But
yeah,
Yeah, we appreciate the insight though. That's huge for us knowing what the heck's going on. But
That's not a
meanwhile, fifth
dodge.
place, David Westergreen, another great run for Westergreen. We saw him kind of in the mix of that massive battle there early on in the race. He's another one that's played the strategy game and up here running in the top 5. A great run for Dave. Joey Bailey, P6. Joey was also one of the fastest there in the early run. Burned up the tires, but he burned it up while battling for the lead and holding the lead for a decent bit. So we'll see if he can hold on to it. P7, Tyler Fody, we saw him place a massive tire save early on in the run, and when it was finally time to unleash the pace, he drove up to P3. We'll see how he plays this time around, if he's going to try to wait as long as he did the last time. He might turn up the wick a little sooner, as here comes Jesse Racimas trying to take over that position. Jesse having a great run. He's been caught up in a lot of incidents that weren't his fault. So this is a run that Jesse absolutely needs. And we move back to Fody. And, well, we already talked about Tyler Fody, so let's move to Leighton Norgard driving past Tyler Fody. Leighton Norgard was also up at the front for most of the race. Leighton has shown he's real good at saving tires. So he wasn't doing a whole lot of saving that first run, but he might try to be able to save a little more this time around, running a solid P8. And here comes William White, another one trying to get by Tyler Fody. He was also one of the guys involved in that massive battle for the lead. Joined that group a little late, but he definitely made his presence known. Trying to see what his tire will be as this run goes on. As we see Joey Bailey and David Westergreen starting a battle. Davis so far hanging on to his tires pretty well. Westergreen has shown that he's pretty underrated when it comes to tire conservation. So I don't, even though he was one of the early ones to pit, I don't think he'll be in that bad of a shape.
Based on Thomas's pace earlier, or laps, his first stint, he's due for a second pit stop. But I don't know if maybe he just burned up his stuff way too quickly in that first one, or just didn't calculate exactly how long the race was. But yeah, it probably came down way too early. He's gonna have to save a lot of tires this time by to kind of make up for that really early pit stop.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about when he made that pit stop, Vic.
Yeah, it looks like he'll definitely try to stretch this one as far as he can in hopes of a yellow to come out and get him back on the same cycle as everyone else.
Here comes Nick Massey.
Yeah, Massey coming through.
Yeah, Nick was one of the latest to pit, so he's got some of the freshest tires. As I think William White might have got the wall a little bit on entry.
Got a lot of cars meeting up here all at once. About, I'd say, 4th through about 10th, it looks like.
Absolutely, the battle begins anew here. Seamus and Bailey side by side, Dylan Pavir and Andrew Hardcastle side by side. Lindsay, keeping the eye on a lot of the cars that were the latest to pit, ones that we think can make it on 2 stops. Stanley and Lido running about 18th and 20th. Norgard and White side by side. Nick Massey and David Westergreen side by side behind them.
Oh,
Whoa! Big sideways from a late Norgard. What a save!
It was those quick hands from his IndyCar skills that I think saved that one. I don't know what else did.
Absolutely. If he wasn't awake before, he's awake now.
Yep.
Goes right back down to the inside. Look at the send. Look at the send from Nick Massey. Almost got both of them, but unfortunately he couldn't clear Joey Bailey, so now he's going to lose both spots just as quickly as he got them. And now White jumps to the inside, trying to make it past the 35. Oh, Massey trying to jump to the outside of White. William not too smart, not giving him the opportunity to do so.
I believe I overheard this statement over the weekend in the real life NASCAR, but patiently aggressive is what Nick Massey's looking like right now.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's gonna have some free track on the inside, be able to clear.
Johnny Thomas, he's going to be bringing it down this time.
goes Carl Henshaw.
Yeah, the 2 Kyle Hanshaw racing cars are going to be pitting this lap. As we see on the top screen, Ethan Stanley and Josh Clark side by side. Ethan gonna clear like it's nothing. Good lord, once again, the difference in tires. Daniel Gore and Ryan Borges, they're also on fresher tires than some of the cars that are around right now. They're making their way through. Tate right behind them.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to mention Daniel Gore too much today, so see if he can make his way through on those fresher tires.
Yeah, Gore has had some great runs the last couple of weeks, but not the qualifying attempt. I think he would have anticipated.
Contact for White.
Whoa!
Westergreen and White almost.
Another great save, this time by William White, holding on to it. D West gonna let William by after that. As the top 2 continues to be Tyler Popp and Jacob Adams. Adams still has some mega pace left in the 88. Again, one of the early pitters, but it doesn't look like it. He's still turning some great lap times right now.
Daniel Gore and Tate Lytle still trying to make their way back through the field. There's the 38 as well. Let's see, Fody. Great racing still back here in the back of the pack.
Yeah, no one is giving an inch. The crazy racing is continuing. We are just a couple laps away from the halfway point already.
I'm not going to say it, but
Nope, we're gonna
Unmute your
completely
mic.
ignore it.
Listen, we're on the
But-
same page here, okay? It's a bit of a controversial thing what you were about to say, But I do agree, strawberry ice cream is better of the 3 main ice cream flavors.
Very much so.
What kind of madness are you speaking? I don't like strawberry flavored anything, which is a shame because I love strawberries, the fruit itself. But come on, it's gotta be chocolate.
Want to know a fun fact? The strawberry isn't a fruit because the seeds are on the outside. It's technically called a fleshy receptacle. 88 down pit road.
Whoa.
I didn't need to know any of that, but yes, Jacob Adams is down pit road. That car finally started to hit the wall. As soon as we cut away from him again, he had dropped from 1 second behind Pop to 2.5. So good time to pit for the 88.
Vincent Isabella with a meatball flag. I'm assuming also for tires.
Yeah.
And this is putting these drivers right at the halfway point, being able to make it on that 3-stop strategy. But as we mentioned earlier, we do have those guys still looking to make it on 2 stops, so we'll keep an eye on them as well.
I think Johnny's at the 4 stop
sideways.
strategy.
I think Isabella sideways on pit exit.
Yeah, that's another big worry is that the apron here at Old Atlanta is about as grippy as the track surface itself, which is to say not very. So that coupled with cold tires makes it really sketchy. And
I think it's probably the scariest pit exit in the entire, of all the tracks we do, honestly.
Absolutely. And given the difficulties, I'm not going to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if what I won't say may come from that.
Yeah, I could definitely see something along those lines. Hopefully it would be self-clearing, though.
Yeah, and obviously we hope that none of the drivers have that issue. We're just saying it wouldn't surprise us.
Something I've done many times. I remember myself, I tried to use the flatter part even to see if that would work better than the little banked like sliver they give you. But no, the sliver's the only one that works, and you get about a car width to work with.
And it's terrifying because, like you said, it's so narrow. Like, I'm always paranoid that I'm just gonna slide up just a little bit and either cop myself a unsafe pit exit penalty or hit someone going by next to me. As Ty, he's not even trying. Okay. Oh, now he's on them.
So that's scary to me to even transition there, but good on him being able to pull that off.
Right?
Yeah, he made it look easy there, but I'm full panic mode myself.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nick Massey jumps back up into P2, running where he was before the last cycle of pit stop started. He's on some of the freshest tires up in the top 10, which means I wager he's gonna be...
Oh, Massey's pitting.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm surprised about that. And also, Carlos, when did he pit for his first stop? He wasn't a part of the group that could make it on 2, is he?
He was.
Huh.
Wow.
This stop is 16 laps sooner.
Huh.
Oh, once again, I apologize. Hit the wrong button.
That's... So, the only thing I can figure then is that maybe some might think that the time gained on fresher tires will be enough to run down those that are trying to stretch it on two stops. That's the only thing that makes sense because I have no clue otherwise then.
Very interesting call. We'll have to follow that. And then we see Westergreen also down pit lane.
Yeah, that was a great stint for D-West. I don't think he fell out of the top 10 at all that entire run. So he had some of the oldest tires, but it didn't show it.
Yeah, great race for that Batter Up podcast Dodge.
Yeah.
I might be
good
too
run
many
for-
stalls there, Dave.
I thought, and he was, look how close he is to the line. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to see that 52 shove it into reverse and back up over the line. JP Phillips brings it down. I think we're going to be starting our next official round of green flag pit stops. Dylan Javier, the next to bring it in. And Phillips is away. So Tua Tyler Pop continues to lead this race. 6 seconds over Jesse Racimus in second. Joey Bailey gave the announcement he's going to be coming this time.
Oh, he really overshot
Andrew
it.
Hardcastle. No kidding, he airmails his box. It's going to be a killer time loss for the 38. Cale Pocock also in. So, part of me is almost anticipating for some of those, a few more of those that we thought were going to be on that two-stop strategy to go in. Because another thing to consider is the fact that the guys trying that strategy are just kind of mired back in traffic. Like, you look at Ethan Stanley, he's still only in P8, 16 seconds off of Tyler Pop.
Sun's really on again.
That it is. That's going to change some things. Track temp's still only at 86 degrees. This track is practically a freezer.
Yeah, with the difference in lap times, you know, fresh tires and older tires, I was noticing about 1.5 seconds a lap. So considering that 30-second lap times, you know, it wouldn't take too many laps to catch back up around with those fresher tires.
No, it wouldn't. So, yeah, I think we got our answer on why Nick Massey might have pivoted and brought it down that early.
Seems like, you know, a lot of these guys will commit to that two-stop, though, and stay with it. I like guys like Borges, Stanley, Gore. They look like they are definitely saving and running 31.5 lap times, while guys like David Westergreen, who just came in, is running a 30.2.
Yeah, and you know, it makes sense why Massey pivoted, because he was still running second when he came in, so he had an opportunity to change strategy and not lose too much.
Certainly.
Where the rest of them are running, you know, deep into the top 10 right now. I don't know if you really have that option to pivot. So at this point, your bed's made. You might just have to lay in it for now. We got a bit of a screen change on our feed.
Huh. I don't know why you have that.
Behind the
let me see
scenes.
if I can fix it. Yeah.
There we go. Good as new. Just in time to see Cale Pocock trying to make his way around with the fresher tires, just zooming past everyone on that outside. Wow!
Who was that got the wall? Javier?
I
Yeah.
couldn't quite tell.
He's still flying in the wall.
Man, once again, there's a difference in fresh tires. See Frank Fodi making his next stop. Cale Pocock going 3 wide around Chris Wright and the 42 of Ryan Borges.
Frank was one of those guys that did go plus 50 laps on the first stint, so bit of a surprise seeing him in early.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're going this far into that, you know, that strategy, you're almost committed.
Oh
yeah,
my
4 Lord!
Ahead.
Wow!
Look at this.
And they made it cleanly, unreal.
Whoa.
The different pace of these tires right now and the way these guys are racing is just so fun to watch.
Absolutely, but again, these fresh tires have to be careful. They don't want to be the caution that they cannot afford. Oh, big save by Ty McIntyre!
Wow.
The MLB All-Star game car was way out of the strike zone on that one.
Just a bit outside.
And those guys on that longer strategy are about 10 laps away from that final stop, so they are hoping we don't get a caution and they can make it on their final stop here. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Oh, our race leader, he's bringing it in this time.
There he is, Tyler Pop.
Meanwhile, we're keeping eyes on this massive battle between the two stoppers here. Right,
yeah, these poor guys are just pacing. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. 2-car brings it to the attention of his crew. Wow, that was close. He also got real close to that out of bounds line on his pit box. Chris Wright is going to bring it in this time. As Fody and Stanley continue to battle with each other. There's Jesse Racemison. So I imagine it's probably going to be another 7-8 laps or so before we see the two stoppers make their what they hope to be their last green flag pit stop.
The drama unfolding before our eyes here at Atlanta. This is what the race is coming down to. And then if we go green the rest of the way, can the guys on fresher tires come back and catch these on the 2-stop strategy? That will be insane to watch. Almost like Pro 4 is catching Pro 2s at Crandon.
Yeah, it's almost going to be a bit of a repeat of the battle for the win we saw at Richmond in this series a couple weeks ago. Tyler Fody trying to run down Tate Lytle. But I just don't know if the two stoppers are going to have that much to defend with, unlike what Tate Lytle had with his pace in that Richmond race. 21 to Sam Batwell bringing it in. Oh, you saw William White getting a little sideways as he got to the pit speed cone.
60 laps remain. He's right at that line. I don't know if he's got enough to make it from here.
Interesting. There's
some banter between the drivers here.
Yep.
I think they're all testing each other here, seeing who will blink first.
We see Jesse Racemison making his way, trying to at least, on his fresh tires. Ryan Borges continues to head up this group of cars. Right now, your race leader is a Leighton Norgard, who literally just said he's pitting as I was mid-sentence.
And he's right on the edge of making it the rest of the way, so that is an interesting one to watch. The first to pit last could be a Leighton Norgard.
Yes, sir. As now Ryan Borges will take the lead of this race.
His longest run was 52 laps. He's got 56 when they cross the line to go. So he can do it. Ethan Stanley went 56 on his last run, so Ethan Stanley can do it from here. He's shown he can do it. Daniel Gore went 55. Ryan Borges, a current race leader, went 54 laps in his last run.
Meanwhile, they continue to egg each other on. Sorry, Victor.
Oh, just these in and out laps, as they always say, are going to be huge. Getting in and off pit road with these really difficult entries and exits, everything's going to come down to that.
Well said, Victor. Oh, Ryan Borges given the call. He's bringing it in.
Excuse me, I'm an idiot. That was the lap time that went down. It's 54 laps he went in his last time, which is actually the number he can do right now again.
Whoa! Sideways for Borges.
Wow. Was he under the speed limit or still above going sideways?
Good.
He was. No black flag, but boy howdy, he sure came close.
So far, we've only had one black flag, and that was Paul Bunchletters, who had a screen freeze issue that resulted in hitting the inside wall.
Yeah, bunch of issues for Paul.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours like that. You know, when you have one issue, then it's like that, and then that, and then this.
Bunch of issues, bunch of letters.
Yeah, amen.
See Borges exiting. Lytle and Fody bumper to bumper as they are approaching their pit stops in the next few laps.
Oh, here comes
Ethan
Stanley.
Stanley!
Look at them. Wow. That is some unreal pace. Look at the ground he made up on Daniel Gore.
And no black flag.
But I tell you, he got so close to hitting the cone. I was worried there for a second, but the perfect pit entry for Ethan Stanley. As Lytle and Fody, they're going to be bringing it in. Yep. Sorry, Victor.
Oh.
Now, it's going to turn the lead of the race back over
Oh,
to
Ethan
Jacob
Stanley.
Adam.
Hold on, something's going on. He's been there for 24, 25 seconds. We don't have a black flag on his record. Something's going on with Ethan Stanley.
Yeah. What in the world?
Yeah, I haven't seen any contact or anything for Stanley, so I don't believe it's damage related.
And we did not see a black flag show up.
No, we're just as clueless as you folks at home. This is major implications for this race.
There he goes.
And mentioning the in and out
seconds.
laps there, Lytle got by Fody after being about a second behind on the lap before and is now out in front by about a second and a half.
Wow, so and Ethan Stanley is just retired from this race. He is out of the session. Wow.
Probably the second DNF of this race.
Yeah, that's going to hurt for Stanley with such little attrition in this one.
We didn't talk about points. I do have a points graphic. I guess now's the best. That would be the best time to put it on, but I guess we'll quickly go through the top 10 in points.
Yeah, let's do it.
Your points, Tate Lytle, the point leader, with Tyler Fody in second, Alate Nurgaard in third, Tyler Popp in fourth, Ryan Borges rounding out the top five. Justin Wadsworth in sixth, Daniel Gore, Chris Wright, Ethan Stanley there in ninth. He's probably not going to stay there as Johnny Thomas in 10th. Oh, wow, yeah, that's something Ethan Stanley could not afford. Well, meanwhile, back to the race, Tyler Popp has taken over the lead once again, Nick Massey right behind him. And Jacob Adams a couple seconds behind, sitting in P3. David Westergreen holding on to 5th place. We're watching Jacob Adams. He's got Tate Lytle right behind who's trying to get his lap back. I think
Pocock
might have cut the wall.
2 cars I'm keeping an eye on right now are Leighton Norgard and Ryan Borges. I believe they can both make it the rest of the way, running 17th and 18th at the moment, 27 seconds behind the leader. So just about to go a lap down even. Tyler Popp just behind them. Interesting to see how it plays out with their tire call.
I think regardless, if all goes well, they're gonna make up more spots. I don't know if it's gonna be the winning strategy, but they're gonna be in the top 10 because of that.
Yeah, oh, Pocock cut the wall again. They're starting to line up behind the 22, David Westergreen.
Oh,
contact! That could have been bad. Contact between Bailey and Racimus. My goodness.
It's getting down to it. Not a lot less give, a lot more take.
Absolutely. Jesse continues to battle with Joey Bailey to the inside of the 35, and it just about to clear. Not quite. Now he's got it cleared. Jesse Racimus up to 7th.
James, I know you're one for trying to save fuel in some races and ovals and things of that nature. How hard is it to race those around you when you're both lifting and trying to save fuel while also trying to get the win?
Well, it just takes a lot of discipline, honestly. You know that they're gonna get by you, but if everything goes to plan, you're gonna pass them back easily. So you just need to focus on that, internalize that, and that makes it a lot easier to deal with. As it's a longer stop, or it seemed like a longer stop for Jacob Adams, anyways.
Yeah.
Vincent
I appreciate
better
that insight,
meatball
though.
flag.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Nice.
another
Again.
meatball. Man, he is just eating that right front for breakfast. Good
It's like
gracious.
camera setting, right?
Sub to that effect.
Too much beans.
No, that's different. Funny, I've seen multiple meatball flags being called out this race, but I've only really seen it by 2 drivers, and it's pretty much always been Vincent though.
That's interesting to see that the tires wearing down, consistently on similar drivers like that.
As here comes Nick Massey. Here we go. The beginning of the final stops for the 3 stoppers. Johnny Thomas in as well. We're under 40 laps to go in this race.
And right now I do see Borges out in front of Norgard by about a second, so he has put some space between himself and Norgard. Those that are probably the first to be able to make it to the end. Meanwhile, Tate Lytle is 3 seconds back of those 2.
See Nick Massey off and away, Johnny Thomas off and away. Zemus and David Westergreen battling.
Oh,
Whoa! hang on to a D West. Oh boy, the rear of that 22 car is not happy. It's gonna let Seamus by, and there's the race leader. Tyler Pop brings it down.
Westergreen down pit road 2.
Yeah, I think we can all see that.
No, he did not.
Oh, he missed
He just got loose.
Oh,
did he miss it?
Yeah, I think he was calling it out, but he may, yeah.
Oh, heartbreaking for David Westergreen. Now he's noted pit road hater, David Westergreen. But there's Tyler Pop. He's done with his service. Now David Westergreen brings it down. See Humor and Pocock side by side. Dylan Levere bringing it down. He's to. There's JP Phillips in as well. Oh, I think Phillips had to back it up. I think he might have missed his watch just a little
sure
bit.
Did.
Ryan Borges is putting down some great laps here as Norgard's actually falling back even further. It's like Fody and Lytle will be getting around Norgard.
Yeah, Leighton's going to have to go a little bit farther to make that strategy work, as we said.
So it's down to Borges and these two drivers, I think Fody and Lytle, also Daniel Gore right there.
There you go, Tyler Fody side by side with Norgard. He's going to clear. Tate Lyle going to try to follow through, and Daniel Gore going to try to follow through again. Joey Bailey exiting pit road. Ty McIntosh ripped the lip, and Connor Thompson bringing it down.
Very close racing there at the top of your screen. These guys know how much time is left. It is running out quickly. That 57 car in fresh tires about to put them all just probably half a second a lap down.
Yes, sir. The race winning time is upon us as we are just about to 30 laps left.
That Dylan Javier lap down there.
Sturgis Racine is bringing it down.
Borges battling a bit up ahead with William White. Maybe not what he wants to be doing here. Losing some time and having to get some dirty air with Fody in front as well.
Yeah, he needs to be putting these cars down. He needs to just put as much of a gap as he can onto Tyler Fody. Oh, yeah. She's for Vincent Isabella.
Uh-oh, black flag. Kale Peacock.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Our Daytona winner.
The first and only driver to get a black flag entering pit road.
Man.
Oh.
Been a great job by these drivers today, though.
That's just insult to injury there.
All right, 30 to go this time by. Time is running out. I see the leaders are really starting to close up here between Borges, Fody, and Lytle.
Ty McIntosh.
Yeah, how about Ty? He's having a great run so far.
Yeah, after being completely sideways there off a turn 2. Having a great run now at the front of the field. Probably hoping for a caution here any moment, but coming down this time.
Yeah, this is a run Ty needed. It's been a rough last few weeks for him. This is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Frank Fody also down pit road. Yeah, Ty McIntosh had a horrible week last week. He throughout multiple leagues and races, I don't think he finished a single one. And I would say all of them were not his fault.
and he was very vocal about it too. Those who know.
The worst type of weeks, I swear.
I had a month like that.
Oh,
I had a life like that.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. But anyways, you see the two stoppers continue to battle amongst themselves. Fody, Lytle, Gore, and Norgard.
they are not closing up on Borges either. Borges has 3 lap older tires than Fody and Lytle, and 2 lap older than Gore, so not too far off, and he's got a 3-second gap ahead. I think if everything stays the way it is, green flag, Borges could be looking at a win.
Yeah, just gotta be careful. 3 laps may not seem like much, but at a track like Atlanta, with this amount of tire wear, 3 laps is a big difference.
Can you recall
See,
Borges' last career win?
I think Ryan is a relatively new member of the Elite Racing League, so I don't believe he's won a race.
Well, always love to see first-time winners, and gonna have quite the battle here in the next few laps.
And he's had some fantastic runs so far. I think he already has the top 3 finish. Can't remember, can't remember if it was the Glen or Richmond, but he's a newcomer to the league, but he's not a newcomer to the front. And this will be an incredible drive if he can hold on to this.
Yeah, he didn't necessarily come out of nowhere, but he definitely, I think, upended that strategy a bit on his own and did his own way almost. That is coming to pay off, much better than those that stayed out later.
Absolutely. We see Wright and William White battling. Kyle Hanshaw making his way off the pit road.
And you have to think, even though these guys are trying to make it to the end, they are going to be close on fuel, so they may not even be pushing it too hard just yet.
Yeah, they might not even have the ability to push it, like you said. And something to keep an eye on. Tyler Popp, he's P9. He is only 4.5 seconds out of the race lead. Ryan Borges, and Ryan Borges is going to have his hands full here pretty soon.
30.9 last time by. Now that's a half second quicker.
Ty McIntosh, replay of his stop, it looks like.
This is where if you're bored, just put some duct tape over that rear view mirror.
No kidding.
He's taking it to the garage. I'm not quite sure why.
Oh no! Bad vibes continue for Ty McIntosh.
I don't think this one may be bad vibes. I think he's getting himself ready for another league race. Because he's doing this one just for fun. And I think, honestly, he came here and he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, you know what? That is a fantastic way of putting it there, Carlos.
I don't think he's leaving tonight disappointed.
Yeah. He had a great run up front for quite a while and was testing out a different strategy, I think. So maybe working on things for next time.
Yeah, just didn't work, and he probably would have only stayed if he had a chance of winning, but because the caution didn't come out, there wasn't his strategy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he did the best he could. He stayed out of trouble. I think this is the first race where he's going to leave with potentially 0 X's.
That's the real important thing.
These guys are closing up on the leader, about a half a second in the last few laps.
Yeah, you know how we said Ryan Borges was going to have company? It's going to be a lot of company.
Something interesting too, William White leading this pack. I'm not sure William White can make it the rest of the way, and him being out front is definitely helping those guys like Fody and Lytle, who can use a little bit of draft and coast a little more through the straights and corners. But now you see William White pulling down the track. But Lytle definitely, I think, in the draft, they're trying to save a little bit of fuel behind Fody. Three wide.
Oh boy. Oh,
Contact.
Cale Pocock into the wall.
Oh, more contact.
Oh, there's more contact. Oh, this is not what Tyler Pop needs.
Ooh.
Oh man, Cale Pocock trying to salvage something from his issues, getting all up into this battle and all up into the wall. But Pop side by side with Tate Lytle trying to get by.
Lytle doing a great job holding Pop down. Oh, sideways off of two,
Oh,
into
yeah.
the wall.
Oh yeah, all kinds of sideways. Rear end absolutely dancing on the 56 as Tyler Pop trying to squeeze. He's trying to clear, and he will. Pop gets by Lytle.
All right, one more to go for Fody, and then it's eyes ahead on Borges if he has enough time.
Yeah, that cost him so much time. That is exactly what you wanted to see if you're Ryan Borges.
Tate Lytle did not get. Tate Lytle did not get wrecked in the early part of the race, so he's not going to win this one.
Yeah, that's a good point, Carlos. Meanwhile, Tyler Pop having to deal with lap car on fresher tires. I believe that's Frank Fody to the inside of his son. Tyler Pop just nowhere to go, trapped off at all sides.
Yeah, he's got 14 lap fresher tires in these guys, which just doesn't seem to have the pace that some of the fresher tires had earlier. Just a lot of dirty air, and like you mentioned, Frank Fody up ahead on fresh tires, a little slower than the other cars around him, but with the fresh tires, able to maintain the same speed.
Yeah, you have to imagine that the frustration levels are reaching a boiling point in that two car.
Gap now down to 1.5 for Borges.
This is wild of the fact that
he's got traffic.
Everyone's dealing with traffic. You'd think that all the battling they're doing behind would have helped him, but no, you see he has his own problems to worry about. That's costing him so much time.
I'd try venturing up to that high line again this late in the race, use them if you got them.
Exactly, you only need another 13 laps out of this set. Give it everything you got. Don't leave a single thing out on the track. It's Cale Pocock! Oh boy!
Saves it.
He's down on the apron. Wild moments for Cale Pocock right there. That was nearly the caution that, honestly, I don't know who would want to see.
He's had quite the adventure there, trying to get his lap back a few times, almost getting there, but Pop in the wall.
Borges in the
wall.
Oh boy!
Fody blocked. Oh man, this is getting good. Borges has really lost a lot of pace here. He's a half second slower.
Wait, I have that image. I forgot that was queued up for a different league.
Lytle contact.
Oh man, everyone's just leaving nothing on this track. Tires, paint, everything is being left out here right now.
4 different strategies among the top 4, all under a blanket with 10 laps to go. Unbelievable race. No cautions here today.
Ryan Borges, he officially has company. Bodie and Pop are there. He's pretty sick of the name Tyler right now, I can assure you that. Tate Lytle on the wall behind him, and there goes Bodie to the inside of Borges.
Wow.
And he's gonna clear. New race leader, Tyler Fode, but Borges coming back to the inside.
Oh, a pick?
Possibly. Josh Clark is not gonna make things easy on the race leaders right now. 8 laps to go. And Borges loses seconds to Tyler Pop. What does Tyler Pop have left in the 2 car? He's got the freshest tires of anyone in the top 5. Can he get back by Tyler Fode? Fode heating up the rear of the 28. You saw Josh Clark getting a little sideways because of it off of turn 2. Fode gonna clear Clark.
Yeah, I think these leaders hoping Clark just kind of backs off a bit, but he does have his right to be there, I think, trying to get his lap back. Maybe realizing now's not the time, though.
Yeah, the race leaders singing ludicrous in their mind. If you know, you know.
Actually, don't.
It's a song about.
We can talk about it after the stream.
It's a song about telling a fine young woman to get out of his way.
Oh, okay. No, I got you. I forgot that was ludicrous.
In the wall again. Pop.
Whoa!
Wow.
Pop,
Using every centimeter out there.
One of my favorite Cameron Rich sayings is he paid $11.95 for the track, so he's going to use every single cent.
Yeah.
Oh, Pop looking to the outside. Fode left him a lane, but Pop can't take advantage of it. You said it, Vic. 5 laps to go from Atlanta. Tyler Pop has the first win of his elite career, I believe. Just right there in his grasp, if he can just get by the 40 of Tyler Fode.
I tell you, we're seeing an all-time classic here in the elite racing. Oh man, what a great race.
Oh, that's a good set of corners from Tyler Pop. He gained a lot of ground on Tyler Fode through the inside that time. 4 to go. Pop to the inside of Fode once again.
Oh, just can't quite get to the quarter panel.
I don't think he's really trying to pass yet. He's got to set him up.
Aero block.
Fode running the middle, like you said, Carlos, but I don't know how well you can aero block in these things.
I wouldn't count Lytle out yet either.
Absolutely, especially if these two start getting to some really serious battling. Tyler Pop agonizingly close to the lead of this race. They got lap car JP Phillips right in front of them. Fode looking to the inside of the 03. Pop is gonna be so close to Tyler Fode. 2 laps to go from Atlanta. We've seen some absolutely iconic finishes from this track. You think Bobby Labonte, Kevin Harvick,
Earnhardt, Gordon.
Yeah, exactly. Finishes that you will never forget. Are we setting up for one more? Fode goes low, Pop goes high.
1 to go.
He gaps him, but Pop is going to have the momentum from the high line. White flag, final lap of the race. Does Tyler Pop has anything left? Oh, he sends it into the corner. Look at the ground he makes up on Tyler Fode. Oh, but Fode pulling off of the corner. It's about half a car length between these two. Gonna need the send of a lifetime from Tyler Pop. He goes to the inside. Fode gonna block. Doesn't look like the 2 is gonna be close enough. Off of turn 4, Pop will give it everything, but it's going to be Tyler Fode who wins at Atlanta.
Great win. Wow.
What a drive by Tyler Fode to hold off the fresher tires. That took everything he had, and he will hold on to the win of this race. Incredible stuff from Tyler Fode.
Yeah, that's one of the best I've ever seen. Top to bottom, start to finish. This is one of the best races I've ever seen on iRacing and racing in general. Incredible job by these guys tonight. Great job by Tyler Fode.
Caution free.
Yeah, caution free. How about that?
Wire to wire, flag to flag. It was so exciting. We didn't even have any breaks here tonight.
I know. Our poor sponsors.
We're gonna have to do an ad read as soon as the driver's burnout is over.
These guys kept us on our toes all evening, and just the strategy calls were so fun to watch play out. What a great drive by everyone in the top 5.
Absolutely. And you know what? Since I'm always the one doing it, how about you guys? Which one of you guys wants to take care of the Blue Egg ad read?
You can do it, Victor.
You got it, Carlos? Where is it in the sponsor?
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I just gotta find it.
As you see, Tyler Fode continuing to just absolutely burn it down. It's amazing that he even has tire tread left to do these burnouts.
Alright. I want to thank the Premier Series sponsors for sponsoring the whole Elite seasons coming up, especially with Blue Egg Marketing and Worldwide Technology Raceway. Let's start with Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. And thank you to Worldwide Technology Raceway. They are a motorsports racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri, close to the Gateway Arc. It features a 1.25 mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, the Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series. It has a 2-mile infield road course used by the Speed Tour Trans Am, the SCCA, and the Porsche Club of America. It also has a 1/4-mile NHRA sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals event. It also has the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. We're going to take a quick break by playing an ad from our friends at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and we'll be right back with the results and drivers' interviews.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge of your seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And welcome back to the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, and now let's go ahead and get to our final results.
Alright, for some reason it's being a little glitchy. So working out. There it is. It's working now.
All right, your top three: Tyler Fody, Tyler Pop, and Tate Lytle, with Daniel Gore in fourth, Ryan Borges falling down to fifth, Nick Massey sixth, Alate Norgard, Johnny Thomas, David Westergreen, and Jesse Racimus rounding out the top 10. Caleb Becumer, Jacob Adams, Justin Wadsworth, Joey Bailey, Dylan Javier, Frank Fody, David Phillips. I think I was calling him the wrong Phillips the whole race, my bad. And Josh Clark at the first page. And then take it away, Victor.
And the rest of the field here, we have 18th Josh Clark, 19th was Chris Wright, 20th Michael Hosick, and we have William White, Andrew Hardcastle, Connor Thompson, Cale Pocock, and Kyle Hanshaw rounding out the top 25, followed by Dave Huckleberry, Sam Boutwell, Ty McIntosh, Vincent Isabella, and Ethan Stanley, your top 30, and Paul Mikolajchak rounding out the field in 31st.
Alrighty, and now let's get to our top three interviews. First, let's talk to our third place finisher. Tate, James in the booth, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, another fantastic run for you tonight. Another great points night. So, considering that you weren't involved in an incident this time, did you think you were going to win the race?
Dude, honestly, that first, 100 laps of just riding around, saving tires, I was thinking I had it won because I thought that I could kind of outdo him, and I had the track position, and Fody just caught me snoozing and got to my right rear, and it's just so hard to pass on the inside of this car that as long as he rode third lane, it was just nearly impossible. But third isn't bad. Does sting a little bit, especially with him winning, and he'll beat me by 10 or 15 points, so I'll be 10 or 11 behind him after this race. So lost the points lead with a third, but it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a good little duel between the two of us in points if we keep running the way we are. So it'll be fun nonetheless. But gotta shout out Brent Wentz, Days Gone By, Vintage Racing Apparel, Jack, Louise, Dad, if they're watching, and yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd just be more patient there that last run. Once he got by me, I just kind of threw everything I could at him too soon, I think. If I would have just kept him cool and waited for the shenanigans of everyone else around us to kind of come up, I might have been able to find a moment to get to his right rear and catch him snoozing like he caught me. But good win by him. We just who could go slower basically those first 112 laps, because we figured whoever could go the longest and have the least amount of laps on that last stint was probably going to win. And yeah, Pop kind of came out of nowhere, but it looks like everyone else on his strategy was kind of mired back there. So I think we made the right call, but damn Fody, man.
Yeah, at any point were you worried that your guys' strategy might not have been the race-winning strategy? Because we were kind of questioning that ourselves, especially with how fast Pop was able to drive up to you guys there in the closing laps.
The only time I thought we were really vulnerable was about 40 to go, when we had pitted for our second time and those three stop guys hadn't yet, and we were a lap down. I figured if a caution comes out then we're probably toast. But otherwise, I thought we were one of us on our strategy. It was kind of me, Fody, and Stanley, and Gore, and Wadsworth, and a couple others who were just kind of seeing who could go slower. And one of us, I thought was going to win. Honestly, Pop came out of nowhere. I thought we were going to be way ahead of him with how little the fall off was. But that's why these long races, and shouldn't say long races, these long green flag runs are fun because you never really know how it's going to shape out until you get to.
Absolutely. Well, we heard you already give a couple shout outs. Any final shout outs to give before we let you go?
I guess shout out Fody for outdoing me tonight, and we'll see if we can't go outdo his ass next week.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Tate, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
Alright, there is third place Tate Lytle, and I'll toss it to Victor for our runner-up.
Yeah, appreciate it, James. Tyler Pop, Victor here in the booth. You got me?
I got you, Victor.
Hey, Tyler, thank you for joining us here. Congratulations on second place. It was a great run today. Love seeing you come through the field with the fresh tires. It's got to be a lot of fun to do. Just feel like Superman at that point, I bet. But at what point did you decide the three-stop strategy was the call to go with? Or was it just too difficult to save fuel or hold on to the tires for like a 55, 56 lap run?
Yeah, I mean, I looked before the race started, and I don't know, I'm just not as good as the other guys at saving tires. I can do it, but I was just, I mean, this is my best track. I think I mentioned it last week on the broadcast. I knew with all-out speed, give me a caution or two, maybe catch those guys a lap down. There was no one that could keep up with me, so I was like, you know what, you're fast. You're not as good at saving tires as the other guy, or saving fuel as the other guys. Just go for it. Maybe catch them under caution. And then it just kind of worked out the way that it did. So, yeah, obviously a lot of fun driving up through the field, but at the same time, when, you know, you feel like you're probably the fastest car and you got the two best guys in the league saving fuel, you're just, it's going to be a losing battle a lot of the time. So obviously really happy with how things went. Tate and Tyler, you know, class acts and a lot of fun to race with, but just need to beat one of them sometime soon. Need to get a win.
Yeah, it was great watching you out there, the clean racing among everybody, and having those strategies meet there in the last 10 laps all together was just incredible. But with those fresh tires you mentioned there in the last run, I thought you were in the best position to win it. But walk us through that. What prevented you from getting by Fody for the win? Was it just him holding that high line?
Yeah, I was really surprised that I wasn't able to get by them. I mean, I caught them so fast. Like, I was just chunking half a second a lap. And then with like 10, 15 to go, me and Fody we were just racing really, really hard. And I tried to stay committed to the bottom, and they just had enough tire to hold me off from the top. The top becomes pretty dominant once you're racing. It's really hard to pass. If I could have maybe just, you know, somehow ended up in front of them, I'd pull away, right? But the top just makes it impossible to run the bottom and make up time. So I'm trying to tell myself if I would have maybe stayed a little bit more committed to the bottom, it would have come to me. But at the same time, right, we're racing for the win. I'm trying to stay up there. So yeah, it is what it is. It was surprising not be able to get by, but at the same time, like I mentioned, like Fody and Tate are class acts. Those dudes could be pros if they actually wanted to. So always going to be tough to beat those guys.
Well, yeah, you had a great shot at it tonight, and you know you've had a lot of great runs this season, so I know that win is coming here soon. But again, congratulations on second place. That's a huge effort tonight. Anyone you want to thank or shout out here before we let you go?
Yeah, for sure. So just you guys, broadcast finally gave you a green flag run to the checkers. That's crazy. I can't believe we made it all the way without a caution. That's why I felt pretty confident in my strategy. I was like, we're rocking all the time. So I'll get lucky here. But yeah, just you guys with the broadcast. The racing tonight was amazing. Big shout out to everyone in the group. I had some tussles last night in Xfinity, didn't carry over to today, which I really appreciate. And yeah, just really excited for these cars. Maybe a little bit more draft taken off, but just in general, happy with the result. Ready for next week. Where are we going next week? I don't even know.
I think Darlington.
Oh, great. Okay, well, you know, I'm okay there. So just survive, and then just keep chipping away. Have a chance to maybe catch these guys for the championship.
Well, awesome job again, Tyler. Congratulations, and hope you have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for racing here tonight.
Yeah, of course, guys. You have a good one.
Alrighty, well, there's Victor with our runner-up, and now time to talk to the man of the hour, Tyler Fody. Tyler, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, another win, another incredible performance. First, when did you come up with the plan for the two-stop strategy? Was that something you were going for from the beginning, or is that something you figured out as the race unfolded?
So, yeah, I was just telling Tate back there, we've been laughing about it. I, whole time going into this, knew we were going to do the two-stop, and it was about 55 laps of fuel on a tank, 54 laps. If you just kind of ran your pace, you know, coasted a little bit here and there, you could do it. If you went flat out, you couldn't do it. But that was the plan the whole time, and I literally coasted around the first run, dropped back to like 15th, was doing my thing, and I don't know what I was thinking, but with like 10 or 12 to go in that first run, I just started going really hard, just making up spots, and totally crossed my mind how much fuel you could burn in that little bit of time, and I ended up being 3 laps short. I had to come in at 52, which I really thought I had screwed myself there, and I literally, first lap out of the pits, that second run, was clutching both ends of the track the entire run to try and make up those 3 laps, and I ended up getting about 57, 58 laps back on that second run, which let me pit literally right with Tate, as you saw, and I was first surprised that happened, and then secondly, I knew it was going to be nearly impossible to pass Tate straight up, and knew I just had to get to the outside somehow, and I kind of caught him lacking a little bit there, and he had went in a little early into 3 and 4, I think it was, and I just had that window to gas up and get to his outside, and yeah, sure enough, I got it, and man, it was something though. It wasn't over after that. He put up a good fight, and we battled a little bit, and then Pop showed up on the 3-stop strategy, which I didn't even think was possible, so that was crazy too, to see us all there and multiple lines, and yeah, just good old Atlanta.
Yeah, and take us through what was going through your mind when Pop arrived on the scene. Like, did you think, oh man, the 3-stop might have been the way to go? Are we screwed?
Yeah, I when we got to like 20 something to go, 25, it was still me and Tate at that point, and at that point I'm like, I'm just racing Tate. Like, there's no one else is going to be here, and I think I looked up with maybe 12, 13 to go, and Pop was right there on us, and when I initially saw him, I thought we were both done. Like, there's no way, because the tire advantage he had was pretty decent, and yeah, it was so hard to pass down low. You had to really throw a big slider in, and yeah, I didn't think we were going to be able to hold them off, but they got to battling a little bit and kind of heated their tires up, and it all kind of leveled off there at the end for a good finish.
Yeah, and you know, caution free too. Like, how does that change your mindset when you realize, oh man, this might be a straight up fight, no cautions or anything?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The plan was a 2-stop, which I had maybe 20% faith of even this scenario even happening, that we were going to be able to even try the 2-stop with no cautions. But yeah, to go caution free is pretty awesome. I like when the races are like this, where you got to actually think about strategy, and it's not just 100% 20 lap stints, restart, and I like races that play out this way more. So I was really happy that this turned out this way, obviously, but also it's just cool to see that we had 30 something guys here tonight, and we all you know, kept it straight and had just a good race, to have a good show and a good broadcast too. And yeah, hopefully we get some more races like that going forward. I don't know how possible that's going to be, especially with Darlington next week, but we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, another impeccable drive and another win for you. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give?
Yeah, all the Lake Norman guys for showing up tonight. Caleb, Dylan, my dad, Chris. I think about half of us, we were split down the middle on whether or not we were 2 or 3 stopping, but yeah, it was fun running with those guys. We all got good finishes. And then shout out to John Cutlip with JD Designs for doing all the paint schemes for us this season. And then you guys here up in the booth for putting on the broadcast.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate you, Tyler, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And there's your race winner, and there we go. A night of incredible racing here. Caution free, all kinds of strategies unfolding. Just an absolute barn burner of a finish. Victor, can you ask for much more than that?
Dude, when I say that was epic, I mean that was epic. That was literally one of the best races I've ever seen. And I mean, we just watched Milwaukee IndyCar this past weekend, and that was one of the best I've seen. But this right here, that was too much fun here at Atlanta. Like you said, green flag all the way. Hour 26 minutes, all it took. I just want to shout out a few drivers like Daniel Gore, Ryan Borges, David Westergreen. These guys made up a ton of spots in the race today and had great finishes among our top three with Fody, Pop, and Lytle. So just really excited for the series. We have a lot of great drivers and excited to see what happens at Darlington. That's going to be a lot of fun watching those guys take that turn 2 bump and sending it into turn 1 also.
Absolutely, the quintessential track for these cars. Cannot wait for that one. And, well, I think it's time we get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partners, Victor Aldrich and Carlos Acosta, I'm James Watson, and we will bid you adieu.